What is up, Earthnoids and Spacenoids? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode, we are returning to Mobile Suit Gundam Blue Destiny. Last time, the team completed Operation Project Legacy. U was deployed using the Blue Destiny stealth, while the others used the Gem Ground stealth. They were tasked with finding a famous painting, but it ended up being destroyed by its creator. This time, you will get to see the development of Blue Destiny Unit 2 and Unit 3, and the Federation continues their push on California base. So let's get into this. The second and third team put some Zeon soldiers in a pincer move when U and Blue comes in. They eliminate Zeon targets while the remaining surrender. Ever since Operation Project Legacy, they have been pushing hard. You could tell the battle on Earth is coming to a close. Philip is rocking them tighty whities. They all have the next few days off. He is mad Jill will be on a special mission. When Philip asks you what he plans on doing, Alf comes in and tells him that his break is cancelled and he will be needed for a special mission. They are heading to Dr. Klust's lab to help with the development of Unit 2 and 3. He is in. This is the mission that Jill will be on as well, so it is Philip who will be left out. They head out in a dish, aka the Flying Turtle. Soak it in, boys, we don't see the dish that often. They meet with Klust where he shows them Unit 2 and 3. It is just the frame, and the armor is still being worked on. The RX-79BD-2, Blue Destiny Unit 2, has the same exam system like Unit 1, but this unit doesn't have the limiters built in, and can go full berserker. This has a Gundam head from the Ground Gundam. It can be configured for Earth and space combat by changing out its backpack. It uses the shield of the Gym Command. Weapons include head Vulcans, 60mm chest Vulcans, a wired control missile, a beam saber, a 100mm machine gun, and the Blash XBR M79E beam rifle. The RX-79BD-2 Blue Destiny Unit 3 was originally supposed to be used for parts for Unit 1 and 2, but will be used by Yu Kajima. This is painted to resemble the Ground Gundam and has the Gundam head like Unit 2. This too can be used in space and on Earth depending on the backpack. It uses the same weapons as Unit 2 with the addition of the Ground Gundam shield. These two units are designed for space but follow different design philosophies. Unit 2 uses Zeon design principles focusing on the exam system, while Unit 3 demonstrates the best of the Federation's technology and is a mobility beast. This has always been the design difference between Zeon and EFF when it came to new types. The Federation, or at least Amado, focused on using biocomputers to shave off milliseconds of time to get the edge mobility-wise, while Zeon used psycho waves to control funnel tech. Unlike Unit 1's Gym head, these units have a Gundam head. They currently can't move, but the exam system can activate. Klust wants you to work on both units. He reminds you that he is the only one that has tested you in the field. Out of Unit 2's cockpit comes Claire Kilmer. She was the one that went berserk in the exam unit. U is going to run space combat simulation in Unit 3. Klust reminds you that even though the simulation is fake, the exam system is very much real. You could tell these are Gem Ground type cockpits. This is before they made changes to Unit 2 and 3. Klust is ultimately still bummed because the top brass won't see the updated software or design choices. They will probably just look at the design and say, but it looks like a gym. Management always sucks. Jill makes some design suggestions to Unit 3. She makes Unit 3 resemble the Ground Gundam. This will make the higher-ups' ears perk. Klust is down if it gives them the budget they need. U is reminded of his saberfish piloting days and thinks of his old friend Frank. Alf reminds him that a mobile suit in space is very different from a saberfish. It brings him back to the Battle of Loon days. Ah yes, just what everyone wants to be reminded of. The week where humanity was literally halved. Claire will help him acclimate to the unit before they enter combat. As they play a game of follow the leader, Yu realizes how fluid the movements of the mobile suit are. It is nothing like the saberfish. He feels like this is true freedom. They then enter combat and both activate their exam systems. Yu could feel the presence of Unit 2. It doesn't feel chaotic like what he felt at Weight Wand. Yu is able to spot and shoot at Unit 2. Klust and Alf look at the readings in excitement. Yu's reaction time is insane. At the same moment, Nimbus's Ifrit is acting on its own. He tries to calm it down. Blue Destiny tests are complete for the day. This exceeded Klust's expectations. These won't be ready for the final push on California base, but they will be ready once they head back into space. Yu does Batman thumbs up .gif to Claire. Later, Claire visits Yu late at night to talk about the exam system. He wonders if this is about Marion. It seems Yu already knows, but what he doesn't know is that this is a different entity called Art. They ended up trading Art to Augusta Labs for a new unit. They hear that Art evolved into something called Hades. This is referring to Pale Rider. Exam's true nature was never to go chaotic like it does. Yu mentions the power he gets when Blue consumes him. Claire refers to this as D-phase. Remember, they are trying to use this to be a new type killer. She says that he mustn't use D-phase anymore. Yu tells her he can't make any promises, but he will try his best. The exam system intentions are to seek out and destroy new types. Art was intended to mass produce the exam system. What we are seeing here is the first new type destroyer system. What this writer is suggesting is a link between the NTD system of Unicorn and the exam system being developed during the 1-year war. I imagine this is a new retcon and isn't in the original Destiny manga or the game, but let me know if that's wrong. Meanwhile, Surge tells Nimbus that they found out that Clust's lab is located in Quebec. He thinks now's the time to strike, but Nimbus knows they will return to the fight at California base. They will wait for them to attack. Yu thinks that what he felt today was the real Marion. The exam system on Unit 1 is a dark joy, as Yu puts it. Jill asks him how was it. He says that this time he could grasp Exam's true essence. Jill says this sounds like love more so than a battle, and it captured both of their hearts. Meanwhile, in her head, she is thinking she needs to help accelerate Blue's destruction. We flash back to Yu and Claire's conversation. He wonders if there's any way to free Marion from that system. All that Claire knows is that her body is in a coma. Yu is determined to find a way to free Marion from the exam system. Yu returns to New Bern base, where Philip spent most of his time getting a tan by the pool. He tells the team that he ran into a woman that was originally piloting Blue. They, along with Panama and Alaska base, are converging onto California base as their main focus. They aren't to take their anti-air defenses lightly. They will take on different vectors after traversing through the Rockies. They are using the 3 teams to test 3-dimensional warfare tactics. Alf tells them that they are designed for field testing on Earth, and ground operations are coming to an end once they reclaim California base. At this point in Universal Century, it is still important to remember they are trying to convince the higher-ups that mobile suit warfare is the future. Remember, the Birmingham-class ship in the future isn't even designed around mobile suits, and it isn't until the Dogo Skiar that they start to design ships around mobile suits. Use heavy loadout along with the hover truck will deploy alongside them. The first team is to eliminate all hostiles in sight. Jose and the second team will be focusing on rapid assault and securing a landing zone. Seto and the third team will follow the second and defend the supplies drop down until the first team can move in. Their aquatic forces have been ravaged and they stole their subs and made it some sort of monstrosity. This is reference to the Mad Angler class ship. Remember, during the Earth invasion, Xeon stole the Federation's Lockwood class sub and turned them into Mad Anglers. Alf tells them that the full armor loadout isn't designed for the exam system, which is fine by Yu as he only uses it as a last resort. We cut to the mission. The first team are moving in past the Rockies. The second and third team are already in the battle. They touch down on the ground. Yu is completing setup in full armor mode. The RX-79BD-2 Blue Destiny Unit 1 full armored is a Blue Destiny with a new chest unit, a shoulder beam cannon, and additional armor. It uses the beam cannons used by the Gym Dominants and the missile launchers used by the Gym Ground type. The exam system performs poorly with the extra weight. Other weapons include head Vulcans, a beam saber, a Gatling gun, and a shield. It is complete, and Yu is good to go. Close by is Nimbus and his team. California base was captured by the Second Earth Drop Force, led by Garmazabi. Having this position on Earth gave Xeon close access to Jaburo. This led to a stalemate in the 1-year war until Odessa. It was in part due to Xeon's naval superiority. It's wild that the Federation gave up on naval defenses in the age of Universal Century. Meanwhile, Xeon's like, this place is mostly water. Let's just focus on that. And it really do be that simple. After the death of Garmazabi, it was merely a war of attrition as they slowly pushed Xeon off planet over time. The first team commenced their operation. Yu fires his shoulder beam cannon. Sato and Team 2 create a path for everyone to push forward. Simono maintains long-distance support while Philip deploys gun turrets. They secure the central base and are backing Xeon into a corner. They are getting desperate. The first team are able to take out Xeon in the area. Yu tells Team 2 that they did a great job. He can sense something is coming and tells everyone to scatter. They are attacked by a Zok. This is a specific Zok that was seen in the video games Journey to Jaburo and the Lost War Chronicles. It also seems to resemble the Thunderbolt Zok design. They need backup. At the other end of the base, the Ifrit comes in. They help Xeon evacuate and are moving in to attack. They enter into an empty hangar to do quick maintenance. Vittorio says they are out of parts and are amazed they made it this far with Ifrit. The worst option in terms of maintenance and repairability, it was inevitable. It seems like their goal is to get their hands on Unit 2 and 3. Ifrit resonates, which means U is nearby. Time for the 2 exam systems to go down. U's backpack generator is drained. Philip says he's got this and he moves in with the gym dominance. He realizes that their only chance is to circle around and hit the Zoc from behind. He thinks he should activate the exam system, but it isn't time yet. Simona and Philip provide cover fire while Yu moves in. Nimbus and his team move in on Dodai 2s. And that will do it for this episode. The 2 exam systems are moving to fight one another. What will happen to Marion when this happens? It is interesting to see this writer make nods at the NTD system. New types have ultimately been tools to destroy their own kind. Next time, Yu and Nimbus finally fight one another. Yu activates the exam system, and Nimbus 2 will steal Unit 2. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember, try not to use your power to destroy your own kind. Peace.